Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope all of you guys are doing well. This is going to be a collection update. I would have my mic plugged in, but I actually have to charge it. So that's why I'm not, using it. But yeah, I found a pretty decent stack of stuff, and of course, I did some unboxings of stuff I've been ordering off eBay. And to be honest with you guys, I think I'm gonna start pushing towards ordering off eBay due to the fact that you can get free shipping and a lot of great titles. Not only that, but with like Amazon, you either gotta pay for Prime or you have to reach the what is it, like the limit of dollar amount to get free shipping, and I think it's like $35. So it's like a lot of times, there's not really anything else I want to buy. So to have to try to spend $35 over $35 worth just to get free shipping is just a little ridiculous for me. But yeah, so with that being said, let's get into it. I'm gonna start off with the DVDs because I do have a lot. Let's start off with the first five. As you guys know, I decided to pick up the Death Wish films, a collection I did not have in my movie collection. So Death Wish, Death Wish 2, Death Wish 3, Death Wish 4, The Crackdown, I believe. Yeah, Crackdown. And then Death Wish, The Faces of Death, which is also Death Wish 5. I had found a seller who had Death Wish 2, and then I found another seller who had 1, 3, 4, and 5. So to finally complete this collection, I'm very happy with. I plan to revisit the whole series, do reviews for them, and then do some ranking videos. I just need to pick up the remake. And then there's some Charles Bronson films I still want to pick up, like 10 to Midnight, Murphy's Law, and a few other stuff of his. Next one here is Eddie and the Cruisers. I didn't realize there was a sequel to this. I've heard good things about it. This and the sequel, and there is a Blu-ray release, but I think it's like $40 or so. But yeah, it was really cool to find that. Picked up Rudy, a classic. I know there's a 4K release of that one. Maybe down the road I'll get it. Next is True Lies. Love this film. One of my favorite Arnold and Jamie Lee Curtis films. Just fun, cheesy action. You gotta love it. And I know that the 4K is coming out, so that might be a potential upgrade. Picked up The Groomsman. Love like the early to mid, 2000s where we had a lot of like, low budget, straight to home video comedies. I used to go to Movie Gallery and rent a crap load, and some of them actually became personal favorites. This one's definitely one I have not seen, so I'm looking forward to it. And with a cast like you got Donald Logue, I believe is how you pronounce his name, John Leguizamo, Jay Moore, Matthew Lillard, and Brittany Murphy. So great cast there. The next one here is to slowly complete my Speed Racer series. So I ended up picking up Volume 2. There's 4 volumes, I think, to complete the series. So I already have Volumes 1 and 4. I just need to get 3 and 5 now. Then I picked up Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, starring Paul Newman and Robert Redford. Looking forward to those. Picked up a couple multi-movie collections. I picked up the Rush Hour collection, which I have not seen in years, probably late middle school, early high school. And then I picked up the Wayne's 4 movie collection, which includes Mo Money, Little Man, Blank Man, White Chicks. I've seen White Chicks and Blank Man, 2 of my personal favorites. I've seen a little bit of Little Man, doesn't look too bad, and Mo Money I have not seen, but I don't think any of these are available on Blu-ray. Mo Money is part of a 2-pack that's released, I think, by Mill Creek, and usually those transfers are not the greatest. Continuing on, I picked up The Bridge of the River Kwai, or Kwai, I'm not sure how you pronounce this, but I've been trying to slowly get films I've never seen, excuse me, like the 50s, the 40s, the 60s. I want to start using like my Sundays to, be like my classic movie day where I will maybe watch 1 or 2 classic films that I've never seen. Next is Braveheart. I'm sure all of us have seen this by now. It's such a great movie. I have actually been wanting to revisit the film for quite some time. I had a Blu-ray, but the Blu-ray was not in the best shape, so I got rid of it. Picked up I Want to Live. This is a Kino Lorber release. I actually ended up finding 2 copies of this movie at the thrift store near my house, and for $1 a piece, they were both factory sealed. So I decided to keep one for myself and flip the other. So not bad there. Picked up Rottweiler. Looks like a early to mid 2000s horror film. Looking forward to it. It's a former rental because it does have the rental sticker on there. But if you guys have seen this movie, let me know what your thoughts are. Picked up White Heat with James Cagney. I've heard some pretty good things about James Cagney's films, so I wanted to check this one out. A lot of times, these films like these, the Warner Classics usually tend to either have a Warner Archive Blu-ray release or a Criterion release. Picked up Deer Hunter, which I know has a Blu-ray and a 4K. A lot of these I may eventually upgrade. It's just a matter of when. But I wanted to at least sit down and watch them. Then I picked up Severed, Forest of the Dead. Never seen it. If you've seen this, let me know. It's one of those early Screen Media Films releases, so I know the quality won't be the greatest. I picked up 2 John Hughes classics. The 80s, one of my favorite decades because they just had so many great movies. So I picked up 16 Candles, such a classic. Not one I hear people talk about anymore, but picked that one up. And then I also picked up Pretty in Pink. I think the Blu-rays for these 2 are really affordable, so they will probably be in my list of upgrades. And then I picked up Maytime. Found this at the thrift store near my house. It's got some damage on the artwork, but I tend to come across a lot of Warner Archive releases at my local thrift store. I don't know if somebody's just getting rid of them to get rid of them or what, but if somebody would have posted a bunch of them on Facebook, I would have grabbed them. This is the same thrift store I found, Salem's Lot on Blu-ray there. I found Back to School brand new on Blu-ray. So yeah, it's one of my favorite thrift stores because I tend to find some really great stuff there. Then I ended up getting 2 Blu-rays and a 4K. The first Blu-ray that I picked up is The Pit. Wasn't aware that this was a Kino Lorber release and wasn't even aware that it was brand new when I bought it. The seller had a great selection of films. Majority of what he had, I think, was just about sold out. So when I saw he had this for $10, I decided to grab it. Because to me, that's one of my holy grails. It's a really creepy movie. At times it can be a little entertaining, but yeah, definitely one to check out if you haven't seen it. And then he also had Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, which is another holy grail for me. Such a great movie. I've always enjoyed this one. It's got the guy from Larry Drake from Darkman, and unfortunately he's no longer with us, but I always remember this movie being really good and creepy, and just yeah, looking forward to checking out the features because you do get a production documentary, Q&A, some little promos, and then behind the scene stuff. So yeah, very happy with those 2, and he was selling them for $10 a piece, so I thought that was a really good deal, plus $5 for shipping. I don't usually count shipping into the price, so for $20 for a brand new Kino Lorber release, not release, but a brand new Kino Lorber title, and to get Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, I think that was a really good deal. And then from another seller, he had a lot of great 4K titles that were worth, I think, the prices. Like he had the Halloween trilogy box set that Scream Factory released that I needed. Like, what was it? Curse, Resurrection H2O, that was sold out. Or no, he still had that available, but he was asking like $100, which is like 80 to 70 on Amazon. And then he was selling the 2018 trilogy, but in steelbook form. So I decided, you know what, as much as I would love to have the steelbook collection, I can just stay with the standard collection. So yeah, picked up the Halloween trilogy. This is the 2018 trilogy, which includes Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. He was charging $20, which is not bad. This is about a $40 Blu-ray, and even on eBay, it goes for about sells for about 30 to 35, which is crazy. But Halloween's popular, so everybody's looking to get it. And then yeah, you get each film on its own disc. It came with a digital code. I was kind of curious if the code would work, because a lot of times, the codes aren't going to work because you're buying it secondhand. But no, the code worked. Little tip for those who are curious: when you're buying used movies and you want to sell the code, um, if you have a code that it will be redeemed through the what is it called? It's the Movies Anywhere app. Log out of your account, then try to redeem that code. It'll tell you to log in to redeem, and if it tells you that, then that means the code is still good. There's even codes that are not Movies Anywhere that you can redeem. Like, I've gotten Voodoo codes. I've found uh, codes that tell you, "Oh, go to Fox Redeem," and I will check them on Movie Anywhere, and they'll redeem through the app. Not all of them will do that, but a good majority of time I tend to have them where I don't have to, go through the website. They're telling me I can just redeem it through that. But a lot of times I've redeemed films for myself, or I usually do that to check them to see if they're still available. So for anybody who's not aware of that, that's a little tip for you guys. But yeah, a lot of great titles. I plan to really, hopefully soon, when my tax refund comes in, to upgrade the rest that I need to upgrade. I use this app. If anybody's interested in this app that I personally use, I've never had an issue with this app. I've been using it for probably 2 to 3 years, no, 3 or 4 years now. I ended up getting one of my friends to use the app, as well as my parents and my sister and a few other people to use the app, because it works wonders. It's a for payment app. You basically you go through the app, and you can go through a lot of like the online retails, Barnes and Noble, eBay, Best Buy, and all that. Uh, Find the items you want, add them to your cart, and you can log into your account to those websites through the app. And then basically what you will do is you would, when you're about to go to check out, you want to add the card. It'll come up with this little card. It'll automatically fill the stuff in, and then when you use that card to check out, what it does is it splits your payments into 4 payments. You pay the first payment right away. So if you're buying $100 worth, then you pay $25 right away. Then 2 weeks from that, you'll pay your second. 2 weeks from the second will be the third, and then 2 weeks from the third will be the fourth. If you're late, they will charge you $7 in a late fee. It does not affect your credit. I have shitty credit, so it does not affect your credit at all. Before I started using this app, I would look on, Google, and look at the reviews, and a lot of people were having issues, and it's like I've never had an issue, and I've been using this app for years. And it'll show you exactly, when you're about to spend, when you spend it, or you're about to, make your purchase. It'll tell you what your payments are going to be before you finish, so that way you are aware. It will notify you. When I first signed up for the app, it would set automatic alarms on my phone to let me know when a payment was due. So I thought that was pretty cool. It'll give you bonuses. So like, if you basically if you pay off one of your payments at a quicker rate, or you can get some exclusive bonus, or they can increase the amount you're allowed to borrow. Or a lot of times they'll tell you, hey, if you can get this amount if you spend this amount. So I thought that was pretty cool. And you can also, like, if I send an invite to somebody and they sign up, they actually get a coupon to take off of one of their payments, and so do I. So it's a win-win for everybody. Um, but yeah, if you're someone who's looking to get some titles to add to your collection, or just, video games, or just something you want, but you don't want to pay the money up front and rather wait until payday, then this is the app I feel like would work for you. I've had a lot of people use it. They still use it to this day, and they absolutely love it. And to me, I feel like it's better that compared to a lot of the other paid for payment apps that I've seen or have used. And the more you use it, the bigger the amount goes. What else? they will put your account on a hold if you tend to like pay it off. Like one of my friends, he would get a little carried away, so after he pays it off, he would constantly use it to where he had to kind of slow down. You kind of, there's a lot of things he wanted. So you got to be careful with that, because if they notice a pattern, because people get a little carried away, they will restrict your account. Um, what else? I don't know if they're still continuing to do it, but I know it was very limited. But when not too long after I signed up, maybe a year or so, they eventually allowed you to get a debit card that you can use in store. Now you can use the app in store. You can do that. Like Walmart Pay, if you connect it to Walmart Pay, and before you check out, you can do it through that. I've done it multiple times at Walmart. It's a little bit better now that I have the debit card. With a debit card is when once I ring up all my stuff, what I'll do is go through the app, hit the in-store icon, put the purchase amount, and then it'll tell me you're ready to go. And then I slide the card in, and then it'll go, oh, you're approved and everything. So yeah, it's definitely worth it in my opinion. If you've used it before, that's awesome. If you guys have had issues in the past using it, I don't know what kind of issues you guys have had, because I've never had an issue, and I still use it to this day. I've got 3 different payments I use, and a lot of what you guys see in my collection I've used, like the Scream Factory 4K titles of like The Howling, The Fog, They Live, Candyman, Motel Hell. I used that app to get those, and now they're paid off. My label printer, I used the app, that's paid off. So a lot of what I have and what you've seen in my collection was used for that app, was used on that. And yeah, I love it. So if you guys are interested in this, if you're interested in the app and want to give it a shot, I will put my code that you guys can use down in the description below. And what this will allow you to do is it allow you to get a credit to take off one of your payments. So one of your payments will actually be a lot cheaper than what it is. Also, I want to mention this. You have to have a minimum purchase of $35 or higher. I wasn't aware of that when I first used the app, because in my mind I was like, oh, let me do a $10 purchase or a $20 purchase. You can't do that. It has to be $35 or higher. So yeah, so that still isn't bad. So yeah, if you guys are curious on the app and want to give it a try, to pick up some things you want, and to me, I feel like it helps, because you're like, for me personally, I was able to get stuff I wanted without actually hurting myself. And when I was working, anytime I got paid, I'd always do it on the week and the day I got paid, so that way I knew when my payment was due, I'd already have the money. Excuse me. And it just made it easier by the end of the week, because I can get things done and enjoy the weekend. Um, but yeah, I think it's worth it. And like I said, I plan to still use it to this day. I'm gonna use it to finish up upgrading what I need, um, and then pay that off. And then yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. If you guys are curious, like I said, I will put everything down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate all the comments you guys have been giving on my videos. It's much appreciated. Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed the collection update. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm Film Talk with Mikey, and until next time, we'll talk films. Peace, and see you guys soon.